of life, my kind of life. Yes, and I like it, but my kind of life. My kind of life, my kind of life. Yes, and I like it.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Cliff Clips with Petra, and many thanks to Paul for another great show. Now I'd like to play two songs that were recorded on this day in Cliff history on the 29th of May 1968. And they are Girl on the Bus and The Average Life of a Daily Man by The Shadows. And then follows a surprise.
I know a boy who can really move it. I know a guy who is dynamite. He's got a living doll around every corner, but he keeps on traveling like they call him Cliff. Every time he takes a microphone in his hand, oh well, oh well, oh well, he shakes a hip, moves a fingertip, and they scream and they shout, and they know just what it's all about, 'cause there ain't another boy who can move it around like Cliff. He sings a song about a high-class baby. He jumps around like a cracker jack. And when he starts to feel kind of moody, well, there ain't no turning back. They call him Cliff. Every time he takes a microphone in his hand, oh well, oh well, oh well, he shakes a hip, moves a fingertip, and they scream and they shout, and they know just what it's all about, 'cause there ain't another boy who can move it around like Cliff. Like espresso bungo, but his is cool as a watercress. I know the chicks go crazy when they listen to that voice in the wilderness. They call him Cliff. Every time he takes a microphone in his hand, oh well, oh well, oh well, he shakes a hip, moves a fingertip, and they scream and they shout, and they know just what it's all about, 'cause there ain't another boy who can move it around, move it around, move it around like Cliff.
This last song was a recording by Don Lang, and the song was called They Called Him Cliff. And on the 30th of May 1989, Cliff released his 100th single, The Best of Me, and Capital Radio organized a special Cliff Richard Day. Cliff had a short interview sometime in June 1989 because of this milestone.
His 100th single, I have to say.
I sometimes feel as though I've released 100 singles, but I must admit that on the whole I feel pretty good about it.
Did you, when you were, whatever it was, 18 and releasing your first single, did you think it would go this far?
Oh no, because, you know, particularly in those days when everything was untried. I mean, let's face it, now that I've survived 30 years, any new up-and-coming rock and roll star can say, well, if he's done it, it's feasible that I can do it.
Yeah.
Whereas when I got going, I mean, one-hit wonders was how things were, and so therefore I lived from year to year and from record to record, and I thought, well, if I can have another year, that's great, or another single, that's great. But as the years went on, it suddenly became obvious to me that longevity was within my grasp, you know, but even then I'd never have dreamed that 30 years could have gone by. And it's not just 30 years, it's the fact that I can still make records that sell. That's what surprises me.
Doesn't surprise me. I think your records are brilliant. Have you? I mean, I liked The Next Time.
Ah,
my
now,
copy of that was worn wafer thin. But have you got your own favourite?
Yes, I've often, though, out of 99 singles now, I've often been asked to pick. They will say, well, pick out one song that's the one you like. And I think that's a bit unfair, really, because I've recorded so many songs that I personally have loved to death. I have a soft spot for Move It, which is the first record I ever made, and a deliciously soft spot for Miss You Nights.
Oh, yeah.
But if you forced me into a corner and said you could
I'm forcing you.
Devil Woman.
Really? Having done something like Time, would you go back and do another stage musical?
I've been wanting to do a really good musical for a long, long time, and I've turned down 101 scripts and things, mostly because the music didn't appeal to me. Most of the musicals I've been to see in the West End, I've really enjoyed, but I have to say that I haven't always liked the music. If someone came to me and said, what about this musical, and it was filled with songs like Devil Woman and stuff, I mean, what a dream that would be.
Is probably. One of the world's most appalling links is about to come up now, and it's all your fault.
Is it?
Yes, because talking of this 100th single
Yeah.
you just mentioned, I'm talking of choosing.
Yes.
Your 100th single was chosen in a rather strange way, wasn't it, Cliff? She said, in a natural kind of way.
Yes, it was, because about a month or so back, 6 weeks back now probably, I got together with a whole lot of fans and played them about 6 tracks from the album. And in point of fact, they weren't very helpful at all.
Oh.
No, they were very nice, but what they did was they created a terrible problem for us, because whereas I thought, out of 2,000 people, we played them 6 songs, I bet you 90% of them, 90% will all pick one song.
Yeah, they'll rave about one.
And they didn't. They were really split as to what they liked, so I knew that I was going in the right direction for my album, because, albums, you expect on 10 tracks, if you were asking 10 people about the album, they'd probably all pick a different track they liked. So from the album's point of view, I thought, I'm on the right track for the album. But
you could do an EP. 4 tracks.
I remember EPs, but I don't often hear that term anymore. Maxi singles.
What a giveaway, what a giveaway.
I know.
Of course I meant maxi single.
Of course
just
you
slipped
did.
out there.
I know.
Yeah, just slipped
even
out
I've learned to leave those words behind.
there.
So they were helpful.
Elastoplast somebody.
They were helpful in picking at least giving me a short list of how to pick this one. But it's an important one to have picked, because it's historical, I hate to say, if not hysterical.
Indeed.
Because it's the 100th, and I don't know that there's anybody around that's actually still alive and who has released 100 singles. So if Tim Rice is watching, I think I might be able to get into the Guinness Book of Records.
Cool. And now, for a historical moment of television, Cliff Richard's 100th single and video.
Now a broadcast from the 11th of April 1971, which was recorded in July 1970 in Skansen, Sweden, together with Norrie Paramore and the Breakaways in an open-air concert. I posted it on the Sir Cliff Richards video clips page, and the link will be here in the comments. Here we are at the end again. I hope you like the videos I chose for tonight. Thank you for your company, and have a nice Pentecost weekend. Good night or good day, till next week, same time, on Cliff Richard Radio. Where else? Bye.
My kind of life, yes, and I like it, but my kind of life.